Hello everyone and welcome back. It feels like Delhi is freezing, and since I am not a very winter loving person, it often gets hard for me to even work on basic chores. Considering my dormant energy, I cooked a very simple dinner with Lobia dal and Lehsuni Palak matar. The main prep for both remains the same, so the effort is relatively less. I had soaked the white beans in the morning and washed the spinach. So, in the basic prep, I'll chop some tomatoes in medium size for lobia and fine chop onion, garlic and ginger with the help of the chopper. I'll use this mix for both the veggies, so use double the ingredients. I'll start by cooking lobia, and for that, in some mustard oil, I'll add cumin seeds, ajwain, hing, dried red chili, 1 bay leaf and saute it well. Next goes the onion ginger garlic mix, and I'll saute it till it turns golden brown. Once done, add chopped tomatoes along with salt, turmeric, coriander and red chili powder and mix it well. Cook it covered to speed up the cooking process. Once spices leave the side, add the soaked lobia and saute for 2 to 3 minutes. Add salt according to taste and hot water. Give everything a mix and cook this until 4 whistles on medium flame. Next, I'll prep for Lehsuni Palak. I love this spinach recipe because it's easy to make and turns out super delicious. For the recipe, I'll fine chop some spinach. This helps reduce cooking time and enhances the flavor and texture of the dish. To cook Lehsuni Palak, I'll start by sauteing cumin seeds, a bay leaf, dried red chili and turmeric in some oil. Then I'll add the chopped onion ginger garlic mix and saute for 2 minutes until the onion turns translucent. For this recipe, I prefer to chop the tomatoes in bigger chunks as they look good in the dish. Another important ingredient in this recipe is besan. I will dry roast 3 to 4 teaspoons of besan and set it aside. Next, I'll grind some soaked peanuts. Peanuts take this dish to another level, but if you don't like them, you can skip them altogether. After the peanuts, I'll take 3 to 4 garlic cloves and crush them with 1 teaspoon of hot water. This will mash the garlic very finely and will enhance the garlic flavor in the dish. Once the onions are well sauteed, I'll add the chopped tomatoes, crushed garlic paste and boiled peas and saute for another 30 seconds. Then I'll add the spices: salt, coriander powder, red chili powder and garam masala powder, and then I'll mix everything well. Now I'll add the roasted besan and cook for 1 minute before adding the chopped spinach. Since I'll be serving this with rice, I'll put the rice on to boil. Cook the spinach for 5 minutes until it wilts and releases all its water. The besan will absorb the water released by the spinach and thicken up the dish. Finally, I'll add the crushed peanuts and the Lehsuni Palak is ready. The Lobia is also cooked, so I'll add lemon juice and set some aside for Dhaire as it has less spice. For us, I'll add a separate chili tadka along with some chopped coriander. Lastly, I'll roast some papad before starting to plate. Hot rice, spicy and creamy Lobia and Lehsuni Palak feels like the perfect winter dinner. I'll also add some mirch tapore that I had made earlier in the last video. I would highly recommend trying this combination and making Lehsuni Palak at least once before the fresh peas and spinach season is over. I'm sure it will become your seasonal favorite. Karthik was coming home very late from the office, so I decided to feed the kids first since I wasn't that hungry. I had to convince Rutvi to at least try the spinach, which she did, but of course, she didn't finish it all since there is a big bottleneck when it comes to greens. But I like to create it in different ways to help her eat her greens. After dinner, the kids packed their bags for the next day and immediately hit the bed. Reading storybooks together is something we all look forward to. This is my mindful time with them, and more than just a reading exercise, this little time together before bed help us connect well. Sometimes deep conversations also happen during this time. Rutvi shares her stories or issues, and seeing her talk, Dhaire also tries to make conversation. I believe that the more we talk with our kids, the more they learn to communicate their feelings. Since Rutvi is at an age where she is growing emotionally, I want to understand the feelings and issues she is going through so I can help her when she needs it. The kids went to sleep and I had my dinner. I wish Karthik had joined me, but sometimes plans change and it's better to adapt and make a plan B. Since I had some time on my hands today, my plan B was to do a quick kitchen cleaning. I had been ignoring it because of winter. Yes, I was constantly thinking about it and getting frustrated, but thinking doesn't get the job done. The kitchen surfaces had stained and they needed a good scrub. So today, when I had the time, I decided to use it wisely. This got me thinking. Not all changes are bad. Cleaning the kitchen is neither tough nor rocket science. Sometimes it's just a stubborn mindset that holds us back from doing things we know we should. The more we think about it, the more we delay. And that's when the change helps. Sometimes change can turn things for the better. All we need is the right mindset to accept it. I once read a book that said, enjoying mundane tasks is not easy. And I know many of us can relate to that. I had been delaying the kitchen cleaning because it's a regular chore and I was bored of doing it daily. But just by changing the time to clean the kitchen, I got motivated enough to start. And once I began, I was in complete flow. That's when I realized that the easiest way to deal with monotony is by introducing a slight change and taking action. The book also explains how our human minds crave challenges and how monotonous routines can leave us feeling uninspired, low, or even sad. It's like getting tired of making or eating the same food, cleaning the same areas of the house, waking up at the same time and doing the same thing on repeat. But who knew the solution could be as simple as finding a change? By slightly shifting the way we approach these everyday tasks and accepting small changes, we can bring back a sense of joy and purpose even in our daily routines. If a slight schedule change can motivate me this much, I can only imagine the motivation a new year brings. With that said, a change in the year is coming, and as the year changes, it brings with it a fresh start, a blank page waiting for us to write the next chapter. For once, forget what happened last year. Forget the missed goals. Forget what wasn't achieved. Dwelling on negative feelings will only hold us back and stop us from moving forward. Instead, let's use past setbacks as lessons, not burdens. Learn to bring that small change to keep moving forward. Learn how to slightly jazz things up to maintain momentum. Learn new tricks or traits to keep things going. And above all, learn to enjoy the process without constantly worrying about the goal. I admit that I was feeling a little down earlier. Karthik was running late, so our usual dinner together was off, and the change in routine left me feeling unsettled. But instead of letting that frustration take over, I decided to accept the change and turn the situation around by doing something better. Sometimes it's the smallest shifts in our routine that can bring the most unexpected peace. And today, in the quiet rhythm of cleaning, I found a little reminder. Even in the most mundane moments, there is a space for joy if we bring in some change and allow ourselves to embrace it. So, if you are in a rut and feeling demotivated, pull yourself up. Gather the courage. Bring in a twist, find a different approach, take action, and see how instantly you will get into the flow of work. What was left unfinished last year will not only be achieved this year, but it will also be celebrated. The kitchen was cleaned to my satisfaction, and that left me feeling happy and content. After cleanup, it was my time to relax and wind down for the day. This year, many goals were achieved, yet many others were left unfinished. But as the calendar turns, I know this change is for the better. This year, I want to step out of my comfort zone and discover my true potential. Whether it's building a new skill, improving my and my family's health, and deepening my relationships. I want to believe in myself and trust the process. This year, I am embracing the mantra. Bring that change. But change doesn't happen by waiting. It happens by doing. I hope this video motivates you to embrace change, push yourself, and take actions for a better year. Share that one goal you would like to achieve in 2025 in the comments below, because who knows, it might inspire others too. Wishing you all a very happy, healthy, and fulfilling new year. See you all in 2025.